Oh, I can't get my screens right. Get out of here. Here we are, EDL, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Week 3 video. Robbie, you needed your drugs. Here we are. We are your narcotics. How we doing, DZ?
I'm doing great, Nate. How are you?
I am fantastic. We're going to try and cut down on some overall screen time of you and I, so we're just going to get to rocking and rolling. And I already got some notes planned, so let's just... The theme of today's show is going to be hot starts from my side. But before that, we'll do house cleaning. Get your confidence picks in. I don't know if anyone's done that. Survivor picks, there's only 2 of you left. Cincinnati beat the crap out of 3 of the 5 that were left last week. So get your both confidence and survivor picks in. I got all the contracts put in. I got blind bidding stuff put in. So if you go to your rosters, you should see that. I think the only thing I don't have done is penalties for like the past week and a half. You can always go look at the penalties page, see when's the last time I updated it, to see where we're at. Who knows? Maybe by the time you watch this video, I've caught up on the penalties. So there is that. Blind bidding adjustments, I think I already said. All that is done. Ooh, let me mute. Get out of here, Jerome. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, I can't hear you now. Shit. Try that again.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, we're back. All right, DZ. So that's what I got for our house cleaning areas. Real quick, we're going to jump into our week 2 recaps, but I do have some stats that I wanted to throw at you. I got to thinking when I was writing all these down, I'm like, man, I hope I don't step on any of his toes for his pay dirts.
You better not. You better not.
But if I do, just fucking say it again and make these people listen to it twice. That's what I'm about. But hot starts to the year. Well, this is all week 2 through week 2. My first player I'm going to highlight. And fuck this guy for screwing up my week last week. But Stephon Diggs having one of the most fantastic starts to a fantasy season. And actually, his 71 fantasy points, PPR points, is the most through 2 games of any wide receiver over the past 20 years. So literally the hottest start of a wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, is on that. My next thing, also piggybacking off that, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs as a combined duo have 146.8 fantasy points through the first 2 weeks. That is also the most all-time from a quarterback receiver stack. So that's more your redraft stuff, but if you were to stack those 2 guys in the redraft, you've probably won your first 2 weeks. Moving on to my next couple players. We're looking at Miami here. Had a bonkers weekend. We're going to start with Tua. He joins Patrick Mahomes and Mitchell Trubisky, believe it or not, as the only quarterbacks with 6 passing touchdowns in one game over the past 7 years. Mahomes has done it twice. Trubisky is once, and then Tua over the past 7 years, the only quarterbacks that have thrown 6 touchdowns. He's the
Nate.
Am I ruining everything?
Well, real quick, just by throwing Trubisky in there,
it's kind of funny. I had to include
it. Not that impressive.
True, but Tua had a day. Tua is the second quarterback in history to throw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns by his 35th game, his 35th start. Obviously, Mahomes is the other one to do that. But Tua, there was a lot of Tua haters out there. I think he's kind of quieted some, that's for sure. Looking at Tyreek. I'm almost done here, DZ, and then we're going to get to you. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are the only receivers, like, I had numbers dating back to 2011 for sure, but then I have a number back to 1990 I'm going to give you. But the only receivers ever on a team, same game, to put up 40 fantasy points, PPR points each. They combined for 82.1. I believe those numbers are right. The only other receivers, so those 2, so combined points, 82.1, is the second most ever combined in 1 week from 2 wide receivers, same game. This goes back to 1990. The only receivers to have more was the GOAT Jerry Rice and one of his teammates, Mike Sherrard. Do you know who that is? No?
No.
But in that game, Jerry Rice had 13 catches, 225 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So like 90% of the combined score. That might have been the best wide receiver game ever, fantasy-wise. 5 touchdowns. But anyways, that was crazy. My last number here, looking at a couple rookies. So the most points per game, or points, PPR points, in the first 2 games from a wide receiver drafted in the top 10. Number 1 is A.J. Green. Number 2 is Garrett Wilson. Number 3 is Drake London. 4, Jamar Chase, Roy Williams, and Calvin Johnson. So Garrett Wilson and Drake London joined some elite company as far as the top 10 receivers go and a start to their career. DZ, that's it. That's my hot starts. I think that's quicker than what I normally do.
Hey, that's good shit, Nate. That's why you were getting gassed up in the chat earlier in the week.
The random studying throughout.
Just the best host, bro. Best host.
I appreciate it. Let's move on to where are we looking at? This took me a second last week. Franchise weekly results.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm at.
All right, let's look at last week's stuff. Our first game, we have Zoe versus Jerome. Let's see, we got, is this starter total? Yeah, Jerome got the win, 178.5 to 161.2. Lower scoring games across the board this week as a whole. Jerome with the win. Let's start out with him. DZ, give me his pay dirt.
Was pay dirt? I went with Justin Herbert. I mean, just for the big trade that he made in terms to instantly come out and almost drop 30 points. I mean, he had him last week as well, but it's got to be nice to see Herbert pay dividends on that trade. 334 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It's 2 top guy, even McCaffrey too. I mean, they really carried him, his 2 guys he traded for in this victory. Who was his Joe Dirt?
This one's pretty easy. We've been talking about it in chat. Kyle Pitts, man. 2 catches, 19 yards. I guess as far as the Falcons head coach is concerned, 4th overall picks are used as decoys.
Pretty wild. Definitely not sure what's going on with him. I've screwed up my page. Let's go to Zoe's team as I'm getting back. All right, there we are. Zoe, give me his pay dirt.
Yeah, nothing exciting here. I guess I just went with Zach Ertz, 19.5 points, 8 catches, 75 yards. One of the forgotten about tight ends, but still producing at a high level.
Hey, rest away. Kyle Pitts or Zach Ertz? Who you taking? Redraft, rest away.
Pitts.
All right.
Pitts.
All right.
Pitts.
Not dynasty, just redraft.
I know.
All right. Give me his Joe Dirt.
Tons of guys to pick from here. I mean, a couple goose eggs across the board, but I'm going with Travis Etienne, man. This guy is not returning what I thought he would be, and it's depressing. 10.1 in this one. And James Robinson getting 23 carries coming off an Achilles tear. What's wrong with Etienne?
Shoot, that's a good point. Coming off the injury too. I feel the same with Etienne. Zoe here, only 70. The efficiency rating 74.2. If you want to get some victories, you're gonna have to have a little bit of efficiency, better efficiency there. Let's move on to our next game. It's mine. I thought I had a good day. Fuck. Gotta give it up. Gotta give it up to Rupp.
This one hurts.
This one hurts. Gotta give it up to Rupp and his Monday Night Magic comeback. We'll start with Rupp's team. Give me his pay dirt.
I think we all know who his pay dirt is. You already touched on it in this video. It's Stephon Diggs, man. This is his career high, Nate Dogg. 44.8, 12 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wow.
Dude, his last touchdown, his 3rd touchdown, it was like red zone, and it was single coverage. They had it was just the standard post or 10-yard whatever. No help anywhere, just one-on-one. It's so stupid. All right, give me give me his Joe Dirt.
There's a lot of talk going around, and it's true. Rupp gets super lucky all the fucking time. I mean, Stephon Diggs going to Buffalo was pretty big time for him. But this one he didn't get lucky on. DK Metcalf is stuck in wide receiver purgatory right now. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better, Nate. 4 catches, 35 yards, and that Seahawk offense. Blah.
I'm with you there. Let's move on to my team. Some pay dirt.
I think you know who your pay dirt is, right?
Gotta be my boy, Tyreek.
It's Tyreek.
The GOAT.
Man, what was it, Nate? Like $5 I could have spent more than when I had him. God damn. Yeah. Anyways,
It's close.
Tyreek is not missing a beat, Nate Dogg, over there in Miami. 18.2 in week 1 and 42 points in this one. 2 touchdowns, 11 catches, 190 yards. Man, it's clicking over there in Miami.
And what's my Joe Dirt?
Well, this was a weird one, Nate, but it seemed obvious to me, and I did a little bit of research on this. It's Devontae Adams. He scored less than 10 points despite getting in the end zone. Nate Dogg, that hasn't happened since his rookie year back in 2014. He's had 72 touchdowns since then and never went under 10 points.
Damn, that sucks. I had no idea anything about that, and I wish I never did, to be honest with you. All right, let's move on. Good win, Rupp. Battle. Good shit. Moving on to, what was my starter points? They look like they're bad. 80%. God, Rupp was at 75. God, he could have put up 320 if he really wanted to. All right, let's get out of here. Moving on to Casey versus Robbie. Ooh, this was a good. Robbie put up 250.
Wow. Nice rebuild, Robbie.
Nice job. Let's look at Robbie's pay dirt.
You know, honestly, looking back, I probably should have went with Drake London. You know, this is his prized, one of his prized rookies from this draft. But I mean, Lamar had too good of a game. Made 49.7 points. He had 300 passing yards, 100 on the ground, 4 total touchdowns, and he's the number 1 player through 2 weeks in the EDL.
Going for that contract year, betting on himself. Lamar's on a mission. Who was his Joe Dirt?
I'm just going to throw this in his face because he was gassing him up before Sunday Night Football. It's Allen Lazard, 9.3 points. And this is similar to Devontae Adams. He scored under 10 points today, and he got in the end zone. Only 2 catches, 13 yards in a game the Packers won easily.
You say they're, not missing Adams much. Same production. So. All right, move on to Casey's team. 239.9. Tough to pull a L when you're dropping 240. But it happens. Who is his pay dirt?
I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. I mean, I know everybody that has a stake in Amari Cooper this year is just waiting for week 12 or week 13, whenever Deshaun Watson gets back. But Cooper played well in this game. He had 9 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. And, man, I think Casey lost in heartbreaking fashion, just like the Cleveland Browns.
I like it. And who is his Joe Dirt?
I've avoided putting this guy on the list because I've had it's going to make me look stupid, so I didn't do it. But I got to finally do it. Zeke Elliott, man, 8.9 points in this one, Nate. Under double digits in both games this season. 15 carries, 53 yards. And I think what hurts worse than anything is that Tony Pollard not only had 21.6 points last week, but I remember watching the game, and he actually had a goal line carry from the 1, which you would think would be Zeke territory. It ain't. It was Tony Pollard.
Casey, I don't know if you call it a log jam, but he's got a lot of. He's got Pollard on the bench. He also had Tua on the bench. Is Burrow still the start without question, or is there some matchups maybe you go Tua? Looking at what he did this week.
I want one more week of Tua proving it, at least, dude. And he's got a big game coming up against the Bills. If he balls out against the Bills, even though it's at home, he's real.
Even though Tua had a great game, you see it on his bench, 50.3 points. He didn't quite make any top 10 lists, just kind of sort of missed all of that stuff. Maybe he's probably top 20-ish in there. But something I didn't look up, but I'm looking at now, Lamar, 49.7 against Tua. That might have been quarterback head-to-head.
Ooh, good point.
Highest fantasy combined between a head-to-head matchup. Possibly. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. Moving on to our next game. Good win, Robbie, even though I want to see you lose, being in the division. But here is a division loser that I can celebrate. Looking at Seward's matchup against you, DZ. Close one here. 7.6 difference. Seward getting the win, 212 to 205. Let's look at Seward's team. Who is his pay dirt?
Okay, I swear to God. I mean, I didn't go back and research this, but I swear there's always one game, and it's usually prime time, that Aaron Jones simply just says, "Hey, Seward, jump on my back, and I'm going to carry you to victory, bro." 35 points, 132 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 1 catching, 1 receiving. Fuck you, Aaron Jones.
Let it out. All right, who's his Joe Dirt?
This one was kind of tough. I mean, he had, a couple single digits on the offense, but I went defense because we were just talking about the whole defensive line lottery. Well, Seward with Chandler Jones hit the defensive line lottery, but he really hasn't got those big games that you expect from a guy like that. So far early this season, he's only got 10 points through 2 games, 4.9 last week, 5.1 this week. I would be a little disappointed if I was Seward at this point.
That's fair. Let's move on to your team. Who's your pay dirt?
I think this might be the first time in the history of Dirts that pay dirt is not on the team when I announce the pay dirt. I got Christian Kirk as my pay dirt right here, Nate Dogg.
Oh, recently traded.
Yes, 25.8 points, 6 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's looking like the man out there. I mean, he did just beat the lowly Colts, so nothing too special. But nice game from Christian Kirk.
Yeah, definitely good game. Flipped him for a first. That was the trade of the week.
Yes.
Not bad. Jerome looking at talent. You trying to add some future assets. Pretty good. And then your Joe Dirt.
Despite everything that happened on Sunday Night Football with Aaron Jones, I said, oh, it's all right. We good. I got Dalvin Cook. Right? I got Dalvin Cook. Why the fuck can't Dalvin Cook do what Aaron Jones does? He failed me, Nate. 8.8 points. Fuck Dalvin.
6 rushes? 6? Pretty tough there. I'm with you. Dalvin Cook, definitely a dud. Good win, Seward. Tight matchup. Moving on to our next game. We got Edwards, Plainview against Matt. God, look at this score. I thought there were lower scores this week. I lied. 243 to 251. Close. Coming down to the wire here. Matt with hey, we talked about it last week. I had the opportunity to go 2-0. Never been done in Matt's career. Congratulations, Matt. Talk about hot starts. Matt's hottest start of his career. Nice job. Look at his team. Who was his pay dirt?
I could have went a lot of different directions here, Nate. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind. Jalen Waddle should have been the guy. Mike Williams, we were all fucking drooling over him on Thursday Night Football. But I went with the guy who actually changed his game on Monday night, and it was linebacker Matt Milano. Pick 6 pretty much put the nail in the coffin for Edwards here. 21.4 points. And, you got to have those players come up clutch on Monday night, unlike fucking Dalvin Cook.
Give me Matt's Joe Dirt.
I'm starting to wonder about this guy. I hated him before he went to Arizona, and then I liked what he did last year, and now I'm grossed out again, man. I don't know how to feel about this guy, James Conner. It feels like if he doesn't get in the end zone, Nate, he's not scoring points, and he only got 8.5. I know he was banged up a little bit, still got 9 touches, but I just wonder, what do you do with this guy? He traded Saquon Barkley, he did get a first back, but are you excited to be a James Conner owner right now?
I wouldn't be, and that's why I flipped him. Just kidding. Let's take a look at Edwards' team. Who was his Joe Dirt?
A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one, but just hear me out real quick. It should have been Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love this kid, 39.8 points. But I went with Jared Goff, Nate. Everyone left this guy for dead, and he put up 34.2 points this week, 256 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, we might have a career resurgence right here. 19.3 in week 1 against an Eagle team that made Kirk Cousins look horrible. So, I mean, I kind of like what Jared Goff's doing right now.
Man, just a highlight on St. Brown. Dude might be the real deal. But I did see off of a retweet from Tyreek Hill, a retweet. It was his post game interview, St. Brown, and he was talking some shit, and he was basically saying that
Love that.
he was looking on the Commander's sideline trying to find Dynamy Brown or whatever his name is, the receiver, because he was drafted ahead of him, and he said he couldn't find him. What didn't give him any playing time, he didn't think, but basically making it a point to talk some shit about all these guys that took ahead of him. So I kind of like St. Brown a little bit. He's growing on me.
I definitely like him.
That's a good guy to have. Let's go into Edwards' Joe Dirt.
Man, maybe, as big as the resurgence of St. Brown is, what a collapse by. And I love this guy, Nate. Darnell Mooney? I mean, this is bad, bro. This is code red. Like, what the fuck's happening? 5 targets on the season, Nate. 2.4 points combined in both weeks. Bro, how do you catch a pass in a how do you catch a pass in PPR and still get less than 1 point? I mean, it's disgusting.
Dude, there's a lot of Mooney hype, too, in the preseason.
And I was one of them. I love Mooney.
Crazy. I didn't realize it was that low for the first 2 weeks. That's legit. Good win, Matt. Another big scoring game here. Losing, just like Casey, losing with 240 is tough. Good win to Matt. I think we're on to our game of the week last week. Wasn't it, Pete?
Isn't it always?
Yeah, well, he's going to get another one this week. And probably isn't it always, but yeah, we'll get there. Game of the week last week. Take a look. We got the Wolf versus Birdman. Pete with 269.8. That was high points, I think. I'm just scrolling through. I didn't look, but off of memory, I'm pretty sure that's high points this week. Good victory for him. What is his pay dirt, DZ?
Obviously every week, Nate Dogg, there's about, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. I mean, look at his defense, bro. You can just pick any of these guys. Devin White, Bosa. But I went with Nick Chubb, A lot of people, kind of faded this guy before the season. 35.7 in this game. 3 touchdowns, 87 yards on the ground. And Nate Dogg, 3 catches, bro. 3 catches.
Nick Chubb's a beast who, I think he might be the number 1 running back right now. Not sure. Who is his Joe Dirt?
This one's kind of just surprising with this 9.1 points. Jonathan Taylor, 9 carries, 54 yards against the lowly Jaguars. Kind of disappointed in Nate. I did a little research. I was really going to check to see if JT even went under 10 points last year. He did go under 10 points last year, and that was week 2 as well. So maybe that's like his Achilles heel, week 2 for JT.
That's fair. I know that he had a slow start last year, and you flipped him. Let's think Pete can do the same in my team if you want. Let's move on to Birds. We got Bird. Who is his pay dirt?
I could have went Josh Allen. I probably could go Josh Allen every week, but I went Mark Andrews here. 30.4. Big game for Mark Andrews. I kind of was fading this guy a tad in the preseason, but, man, 9 catches, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown. Good game by Mark Andrews.
Big game. Who was his Joe Dirt?
Man, this is we're gonna pile on the Seahawks offense. Rashard Penny, 2.7 for Bird in this one. God, man, I really had high hopes for him, but that Seahawks offense is gonna be tough to watch all year.
Definitely tough. Bird did try to do his best here. Glance saw his efficiency rating was 92.4, but Pete with another fantastic week. Good job to him, and that's all we got. As far as our recaps, let's do some quick picks for what we think coming up. Fantasy previews. Who do I got this? Oh, so game of the week. We'll get to that. We'll get to that last. No. First game we're going to take a look at is Rupp coming off a big win. And he's going against Zoe. Zoe starting out 0-2 here. I think it goes to 0-3. We got a 40-point spread here. Chalk.
I thought this would be a get right game for Rupp, but he came back and beat you, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's move on to our next game. We got me versus Jerome. Jerome's sitting here. He keeps adding pieces, trying to compete this year. Added Christian Kirk. Right now, it's got me as a 30-point favorite. What's the real spread? What's the NFL spread on this game?
You should win this game, but he don't even got Christian Kirk in the lineup. Maybe he just hasn't set his lineup for the week or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter, Nate Dogg. You got this one.
I hope so. I definitely need a win. I think our whole division's 1-1, so we need some separation.
Parity.
Yeah, can't have it going the other way. Robbie versus you in the next one. Are we divisions? All divisions this week? This one's a 1-point spread on the app. This one looks like a coin flick, a pick'em here. Let me look.
I don't think I ain't set my lineup either. Bro, watch out. Can you hear me?
You're back. You froze for a second.
It said, no, this thing came across the thing that said internet's not stable.
You're good now. You're back. I heard that you said it doesn't look like either of you guys set your lineup yet.
Yeah, I didn't set mine for sure.
I'm going to go Robbie just because Lamar's on a tear, bro. Lamar's on a tear. If Lamar's under 30, you win. If he's over 30, Robbie wins.
Well, dude, I just need George Kittle to get the fuck back on the field.
All right. That should be a good matchup. Looking at... We got Birdman against Edwards here. Edwards put up a phenomenal week last week. 240, but Josh Allen and company, that's tough. I'm going to go Bird here.
Yeah, it's definitely Bird. I mean, like Edwards is trying to rebuild, and he's still got Mooney in this lineup, so.
He's still got Mooney. Next matchup, we got Seward against Casey. Are they both 1-1 here? There's a little separation game between the two. I'm going to go Casey here.
I'm going to go Casey too, man. Like, Seward's team does not look strong. Mike Evans is suspended for this game. I don't know. I'm going Casey.
Yep, Casey here. And then I agree with the Mike Evans point. That's definitely a hit. And our game of the week, the only 2-0 teams left in the whole league. We have Pete, 2-0 versus 2-0 Matt. Matt off to his hot start. Does he have enough to take down the Giant? The point spread is enormous. It's always going to be enormous. Does Matt have enough?
I hope Matt likes pie because he's going to get some humble pie on this week. I mean, I ain't fucking picking against Pete the rest of the year, so just don't even ask. Just do your pick and let's move on.
It's Pete. I would like to see Matt. It would be cool to see this make it competitive. If Matt went 3-0, talk your shit, Matt. I want to see some Amon-Ra St. Brown shit in the chat if he pulls this off. But that's it. That's all I got for this week. Another good week. Appreciate it, DZ. EDL, realest dynasty fantasy league ever. Peace out.
Peace.